Hi, welcome to Yoga Strength and Sculpt. Today we're going to do some moderate to easy sculpting moves. Something you can do to just maybe start your practice. You're just in the seat. So I'm going to start just just soften the knees to be able to get the hands down to the mat. Okay, so rolling up into that stance and then just keeping the legs wide, open up the feet. Again, we're going into some of those sculpting poses. So goddess is one of my favorites. So we're opening up the feet, opening up the toes, pointing them outward. And big, deep inhale, sucking the belly in. Straight spine, exhale, lower, lower, lower. Good, coming all the way down into that deep goddess pose. And this is really one of the best poses for toning and strengthening, I find, with the legs, especially that inner thigh area. So we're going to hold here. Bring those hands together if you can, right here in prayer. And just hold and breathe. Go ahead and lift those elbows up if you can. Get a little bit of extra work in there. Pressing those palms together. If you need the hands, just relax. Just to focus on that leg work, you can. If you can press those palms together, get a little bit of that work in the upper arms here. And that one little nice move that we do where we push forward. So palms are pressing together. One even here. Palms are pressing together. And if we just get that nice little pulse forward, you get that work right here, that little raw fat area that we all hate. We get really worked out with this nice little tight move here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I know we're working. Good. Go ahead. Bring those hands down to the thighs. We're going to stay here. We're just going to drop one shoulder. So drop, 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 drop. And twist. Once again, we're focused on that spine. Twisting in the spine. Almost a little bit of a rest in the pose. I know Still working, but twisting with that spine. Hold and breathe. Big deep inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and drop that other shoulder. So we lift the chin, lift the chest, and drop the shoulder. If we're not able to come all the way forward, that's okay. And just a little bit of a twist here. Really focused on just twisting that spine. You can come down further with the shoulder. Come down further. Not, that's okay. Just focus on that twist. Good. Fine. Big deep inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Good. We're gonna raise back up. Bring those feet forward and come into that forward fold again. So wide leg, just hinging at the hips. Soft knees coming all the way down. Good. A little resting pose here. Stretching those legs again. Big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Good. And we're going to raise and just bring those feet together a little bit. Just slowly raising that body up. Good. And then we're going to come into everybody's favorite, least favorite pose is what I call it. Nobody really likes to do this one, but it is by far one of the most effective poses. So I encourage you to arms up all the way left. Feet are about shoulder width apart. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're just going to lower and sit back in our chair. Really careful. Making sure always that my knees aren't going over my toes. So I'm always wanting to sit back. There we go, just coming all the way back. Nice little low bend here, nothing too deep. And then my arms come up into the air next to my ears, roll those shoulders away. Expand through the neck and really reach that energy like you're shooting energy with the fingertips. And the other thing I want to focus on is making sure my neck is aligned with my arm here. So just a slight, almost diagonal forward. Keep your gaze forward. And just hold and breathe. Lift through those shoulders. Shoot that energy through those fingertips. A couple more deep breaths here. It's a really effective pose for toning the quads and legs. I do all the time. Really, really works. One more big deep inhale here. Lift, lift, lift with those arms. Lift, lift, lift. Inhale, we raise. Exhale into our resting pose. We're just going to hinge at the hips, coming into that forward fold again. Legs are just about shoulder width. Nice soft knees coming down with the hands. Good. Something I do with my personal practice a lot, if I'm focused on my toning or my cardio, is I do the resting poses in between. It's not something you have to do. Sometimes these aren't resting poses for everybody, but I think of them as resting poses, and it's active rest. So I'm resting my body, I'm catching my breath, but I'm also still working a little bit. So that's what I call active rest. It just keeps us engaged. We're using our time wisely. We're getting those extra breaths in, that extra stretch in, and that spinal work, which is the most important. They say that we are as young as our spine. So that's why you see Steve-O's walking around looking flexible and athletic, and sometimes you see 20-year-olds walking around and they're stiff as a barely move. Take care of the spines is everything. I'm doing here. Little block in my forward fold. You can do whatever you want. You can grab your elbows and hang. And deep breath here. Inhale, just slowly raise. Good. Those arms are going to come up overhead, so we're going to extend and reach. Reach, 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 reach. Big, deep inhale here. Feet are about shoulder width. Nice, soft, soft, soft bend in the knees. We're going to hinge at those hips and come halfway. So coming into that half fold, extending with the neck, extending with the spine, and really reaching through the fingertips. And just coming into that half fold is really going to work the legs, back of the legs, quads, booty. get everything with this one little simple move, and you'll notice that it's a lot harder than it looks. Reach, 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 and extend with that spine. This is one of those just easy, gentle movements that you can do that will really change your body. Stay here and breathe. A couple more. About half fold here. Good. Just like a half table, reaching with those arms, extending that neck, no tension. One more big deep breath here. And exhale, raising back up. Good. Roll those shoulders away. Good. One more big deep inhale here. And exhale, we're going to fold, bring those hands down to the mat. And start working on core loop. So we're going to walk those feet out, come right into side plank position. So wrists are underneath our shoulders. Feet are about shoulder width. Suck that belly in. Suck that belly in. Extend the spine. Extend the neck. Just hold and breathe. Plank is another one. One of the most effective moves you can do. If you do it every day, you'll notice a difference in your body. If you need to drop a knee, take a rest, you can. If you can stay up with me, stay up. I'm just going to hold here in our plank. I know sometimes our wrists get a little sore too. That will change. They will get stronger. They won't stay sore. Some of you who are just starting planks might notice that, thinking it's abnormal. It's pretty normal, and it will go away. So, one more big deep breath here. And slowly drop those knees. Bring those feet together. Open the knees up. Shift the weight back. Just coming into that child's pose, using it as a resting pose. Lowering the forehead so forehead comes down to the mouth. And curl those fingertips out in front of you. Good. Just stay here. Big deep breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Big deep breath through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And one more inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And inhale, we're going to shift that weight forward. And we're just going to come right into an elbow plank. So elbows are about shoulder width apart, and one of the ways you can sort of position yourself is to grab your elbows here, just like this. Just grabbing my elbows like this, and that is about how far apart your arms should be. So if I need to start there, that's where I start. Grab my elbows, and then go ahead and bring your hands out, your forearms and your palms. Place them on the mat. Yeah, and lift, float those knees up, lift up into your elbow planks. We're just here. Really pull that belly in. Same thing. We're working really hard here. Pull that belly in, straighten through the spine and the neck, and just do a little twist and get the sides to the side obliques. Just keeping that belly raised. Just a nice little twist. Just a twist in the core. Just dipping, twisting and dipping that hip. Don't forget to breathe. Arms, shoulders, knees, not knees, quads. Keep twisting. A couple more. If you can't do the twist, that's okay. Just hold in your plank. Drop the knee if you need a rest. If you can stay with me a little bit longer. Twisting. One more big twist here, and lower those knees. Into a resting pose, feet, bring those feet together. Open the knees up, shift the weight back, come into that child's pose, lower the forehead down to the mat, and crawl the fingers out. Good. Stay here and breathe. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more big deep inhale through the nose. Good. Exhale, shift that weight forward. Coming into tabletop, all fours. And we're just going to tuck those toes under. Take a big deep inhale. Hands Hands are about shoulder width apart. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're just going to push right up into down dog pose here. Down dog pose. Soft knees. Big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Pushing those hips towards the back of the room. And really just focusing on lengthening through those arms. Lengthening through the neck and the spine and the arms. Once again, thinking about that spine. I'm going to stay here and breathe. And this is, again, one of those poses that's just extremely effective with toning. You're going to notice in your shoulders and your arms the difference. I try to do down dog almost every day, even if I'm just holding it for about 30 seconds. But you got to think about anything you do every day, you're going to see a difference in your body. So if I'm doing a down dog every single day, and I'm only holding it for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, I'm going to notice a difference in the toning of my shoulders and the upper part of my arms especially. And it's not something I'm doing where I'm grinding or hurting my body, putting extra stress on my body. I'm stretching and I'm working my spine and the blood flow, digestion, all that good stuff. And the added benefit is those toned arms. So this is a very effective pose. Good for everything. One more big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Crawl those feet up. So before walking feet up, where we started in that nice forward fold. So just position those feet about shoulder width apart. Call those hands out so that we're shifting that weight again to the balls of the feet. Taking it out of the heels. Yeah, you just keep those hands on the mat, or you can go ahead and grab those elbows if you want. We're just hanging here, taking a couple more deep breaths. Forward fold. Simple resting pose. It's also one of those poses that's going to change the way your hamstrings look. I've started building my hamstrings, and I get people talking about and commenting on them, and this is really all I do is some of these yoga poses that just really are extending and lengthening the muscle and effectively toning it. So again, I'm using it as a resting pose to catch my breath and to kind of fill space in between my more difficult poses, but I'm also toning and working. And my digestion, blood flow, everything else has changed just by hanging here. So again, doing this every day, think about the effects. Something simple you can do anytime, anywhere. Nice little forward fold. Good. Big deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're just going to come down to seated pose. So just go ahead and slowly bring your body down to the mat. And slowly